Hi, I'm John Karn, and today I will be going over the pick and place XYZ machine that I have been working on the last few months. This system is important because it allows one user to watch over multiple machines, doing a process that could have multiple people on the same one. So instead of a couple people picking up boxes and placing them on pallets, this system takes that over and allows it to be automatic. It's a mixed reality system. This means that uh, factory I/O is virtual, and I also have physical components to it as well. The physical components, as you can see here, is just a PLC cabinet with an HMI screen, and there are physical buttons on the left-hand side, including an emergency stop, a reset, and we can switch it from manual to automatic, and its start and stop button. Looking inside of the cabinet, we can see there is an Ethernet switch that allows us to connect to the network, the PLC itself, and a safety relay that is associated with the outputs and is controlled by the emergency stop and reset button. On the right side of the cabinet, we have three VFDs. Each one is associated with its own conveyor system on the physical on the virtual factory I/O. So moving back to the factory I/O, we have the three conveyors. We have a parts conveyor off on its own, and the long one we have a box conveyor and an exit conveyor on the end. Controlling the system, it's got a lot of the same, or all of the same buttons that the physical system has. Only we can see a little screen which has a pallet count. Off to the right, there is a stack light. The red light will be on in the event of a major alarm. The yellow is it's more of a minor alarm. The system will still work, but there's something wrong out of the ordinary with it, but it's not going to affect it until it is needed. So the two minor alarms I have are if it is not sensing any of the boxes or pallets. This could be because they're going a little bit slower in the previous productions, or we're just out of pallets and somebody's bringing some over. This is just like, hey, there's an alarm going off. You can get to this, but we're not going to shut down, because as soon as the pallets are in place, we can start working again. Or once the boxes start moving, it'll continue to make pallets. Going back to the HMI screen, there are three users involved. We have an operator, a supervisor, and a remote user. The operator has the least amount of screens that it has access to. It can operate the alarms, login, and the operator screen. The supervisor has one more, which is the box locations, and the remote has access to all of the screens. So I'm already logged into the remote user just because it has access to everything and we can look at all of them from here. So going to the alarm screen, we have a reset alarm button. So one of the alarms that we had going off was it was out of pallets. So we can acknowledge that. It'll turn a light shade of blue, and we can clear that alarm up as well. The operator screen, we can change it from manual to automatic. This just shows how many pallets are made before the system stops. In automatic, it will keep going until the user stops it. Manual, it will make one pallet before it will stop, and 2 or 3 boxes on a pallet. We got 3 there, or 2. We're going to start with 2. We can see what step count it's on, as well as how many pellets have been made. And both of these can be controlled and changed by the operator or the remote user. As well as the operator has a visual of where the grabber is on the X, Y, and Z axis. The remote users is a little bit different. It's more of a visual, which can show if the box conveyor is on or the part conveyor and whether it can sense a box or pallet at all. So we can start the system. So we got both conveyors on. Now it doesn't have a pallet or box on it at all. We're gonna just make an issue though. We're gonna stop this pallet right here. So right away we're just gonna make an issue just because it's a little bit easier to, instead of changing multiple things at once. So right away we can see it's out of pallets. So I'm just gonna move this one out of the way to allow it to keep moving. So this just shows like, hey, there the alarm shows up, hey, we're out of pallets. This isn't a huge issue, but it's still gonna cause problems. But as soon as the pallets show up, the alarm goes off. One of the bigger issues here would be like, we're gonna take the box out of the way. Well, it dropped the box, it doesn't know where it's at. The system is physically stuck. So this one takes more time to do. It takes about 6 seconds before the alarm will go off. This just allows a couple different watchdogs over various systems to fix itself as needed, but this one does not, because we don't want to squish a box if it is out of the way. So we're going to close out of the alarm. We got the box out of the way. We can, just to be safe, we're going to stop the system and reset it back to step 1. Okay, so we're back to step 1. The box is out of the way. We are going to reset this alarm, turning it off, and we can start the system again. This time we're gonna keep issue. That's why this alarm keeps showing back up. So this time I'm just gonna allow it to go through just so you can actually see what's going on with the system. It's just easier to show right away some of the alarms just for the fact that I cannot physically move things as well with just the mouse. So we had it on manual 2 boxes, so as soon as it passed the sensor, it stopped. Now we're going to start the system up again. It's going to start moving more boxes, but we're going to switch it from 2 to 3 boxes, and we're going to change it to automatic. This will continue to make pellets until we stop it. Choose with this switch. Just for time's sake, we're going to do and the supervisor can change the location as needed for the pallets. This could be because they have smaller boxes or different size pallets. Go back here. We've made a few more pallets since when we started, but we're going to change that manual and stop the process there. Again, this can be an important system facility just because one user can watch multiple systems all at once without the need of the user physically moving boxes and getting exhausted depending on how heavy these boxes could be. Thank you for watching.